Hello. So, slightly different video content. Normally, my channel has a lot of Dead by Daylight videos, but I do play Final Fantasy XIV on occasion, very casually. But I do enjoy the living spaces and customizing them. This is my Moogle house because I'm a very, very big fan of Moogles. And specifically King Moggle Mog the 12th. So of course I had to get a house in Gridania to be close to him, and my friends helped me with the exterior of this house, crafting it. It was a very, very time-consuming process, but I'm very pleased with the results. And so I kind of wanted to give a little tour, a little update of my home and what work has been put into it. This was from the Halloween uh, time period. This was one of the items you could get, and I think it's adorable. The king, his little carriage, and then I have like a little, just a general, mostly apple trees, but just a general garden to procure like tea leaves and stuff like that from. Little gardening rack here. This beautiful tree and awning. The awning is kind of covered by the tree, but the awning is also a Moogle. I might fix this. It's a little messy, because I think the tree is just kind of crammed. Like if it's possible to move the tree, I think I might work on the outside a little bit more. It's been a while, but we'll see. And then this plot, I feel like a lot of people overlooked it. I didn't have any problems getting this plot, but I feel like a lot of people didn't want to touch it because of this big rock that's sticking out the front here, and it's hard to see. But that's easily remedied because I have a lower deck and I've connected it to this upper observatory. So now I get a great view of these waterfalls around me in this area. And it's a little foggy today, but that's okay. You get the general gist of it. And now we shall enter the Moogle home. I'm quite proud of this home. It's nothing special in terms of like design. It's just very me. It's just a cozy, comfortable, casual place to rest. My little warrior of light, you know? So it's like nothing crazy with the formatting. I mean, I've seen people do some incredible transformative things with their spaces, but I kept it very simple I mean, this is my first house and I'll always have a soft spot for this. And I made the layout incredibly simple just based on like what my character would basically use this for. I have lots of treats. These are the little sippy cups that we got from, I think we were making special tea blends for the holidays. And then we've got some cakes and just some general goodies over here. Three people who I don't know, but apparently work for me. um, and then this really cool giant storage cabinet thing that took up space on the wall. And then we have this really creepy little Namazu. I mean, they're kind of cute in a way, but like my friends like to mess with me, so they gave him to me, and he's just a little creep. I put him there behind the counter. So this is kind of like the kitchen, dining room area space, and um, the stove I particularly like. I think that really suits the whimsical vibes in here, and there's lots of flowers in here because Gridania, and I thought it was appropriate. And then this little music box, which is very adorable up here. I love the story of these little vegetable people. There's like a whole soap opera-esque story. Down here is like my mineral cabinet, and those stones are actually related to my different classes. So I have like my black mage, red mage, and the other is scholar, I believe. But I just keep them here because I think they look pretty. And then I literally just got this little fairy lotus pond yesterday. I thought it would look nice there. I might move it. Who knows? Um, we have a very not conspicuous bookshelf with Moogles coming out of it. I'm sure it's fine. This room is a very, very small bathroom that really is just for storytelling purposes. I feel odd designing homes that don't have bathrooms in them. Like, it's a little strange, but I feel like you should have some kind of bathing area in the house. I don't know. I could have made this into a different kind of room, but I just thought, why not? And the flooring was also something I kind of had to finesse because this whole area has to be one rug, so I didn't want all the areas to have the same rug. So this hardwood, I had to place it down, and it's in squares, and some of them, let's just say it's a little messy, but you can't tell because you're not in the edit mode. So I made it work. This is my little study area. I have like a really cool little night scene up there, which is really neat. And then for storytelling purposes, this is like her library where she did all of her studying. And Cora Cromwell, my warrior of light, she was actually studying to be a thaumaturge, specifically a black mage, because the Cromwell family has always been black mages. So it pretty much the line has stopped with her because she decided to switch to be summoner. That was like a very personal choice in her storyline. Basically just using the ether as in a more respectful manner instead of a destructive one. So it was like a very purposeful choice to switch to summoner. Very integral to her story and her development. But this is where she did all of her black magic studies and all her ether studies and such. And it's a very, very fun, studious little place. And then we have here, again, this very normal looking bookcase with slides open and reveals Moogles inside. Of course. So, first playing this game, for some reason, like I've always been aware of Moogles in Final Fantasy, but for some reason in this game, the way they introduced King Moggle the 12th, like took me out because the way they summon him, he's a primal basically. So it's basically the delusions of this Moogle cult that summon him into being, and I thought that was hilarious, and for some reason that just really stuck with me, and so now my whole aesthetic is Moogles. And my friends helped me place all these floating Moogles in a really fun way, like they're flying around my room, and they used like a little trick to get them to stay up. Normally these Moogles like cannot sit on the bed and cannot float in the air, but there's little tips and tricks to get it to work, you know. But basically, very, very pleased and proud of my little Moogle house. The chandelier is King Mog. I wish I could turn him to face me, but the way the chandelier is, you don't really get a lot of options with that. Some of the stuff is like very fixed, but yep, this is my first house and very pleased with it, and it's my safe little space. So I really love it. So, but nothing crazy or special, you know. It's just like a very standard, like, here's a collection of things that I like, you know. But they do have an update coming out where I think you can add more rooms to your house, so that'll be exciting. And I've definitely learned a lot since first building. And now I will teleport to my other location. And this came about because I got a new mount, and I can't show the mount here. You can't show it in the residential areas, but if I get a chance to go to some random outside area, I can probably show it. But I got a new mount that's basically, it's just a big buff shark. And all my friends know that I'm into Vox from Aspen Hotel, so that like triggered me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to make a Vox themed room now. So they convinced me to just go ahead and do it, so I did. And this was the result of the culmination of my work yesterday. Is basically I got a little apartment and I made it basically in a way that I thought Vox would like. So I built him a little office with like a computer monitor. He's got all these little monitors nearby his desk. Shark. The shark has legs also. May I draw your attention to the feet in the back? I don't know why he has legs. He could get up and walk out at any time if he wants. But anyway, I have a little tray of cookies and coffee for him, just in case he gets hungry. And then we have here like a really relaxing little bath setup with these waterfall partitions on the wall, and a little hammerhead shark. And here also is another shark. And for the record, I don't think it's good that the sharks are in these very small tanks. Like literally he looks so sad in there. Like Fox would never. As you can see, Shockwave has a very large tank. So I don't condone this, but like this is how the game just puts them in it. And I think they're just limited by the size. But I'm sure if they could make a big tank for the shark, they would. At least I hope so. But for now, he's just thinking about his life choices, and I feel so sad for him. But it's okay. He has a good owner. Um, I mean, good towards sharks, not towards people. Uh, but yeah, I thought this would be like a fun area to kind of make it an aquarium slash conservation ship slash office slash bar. And then the bar, we've got some like some theme, some fishing poles here, another shark, the spirits. This I rigged to set it up against the wall. And then got a tray, a dessert tray here, because I just feel like Vox has a big sweet tooth. I just feel that. And I also set out some fondue. I can't prove it, but I know he's a cheese man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just I know he gets down with some cheese. And I don't have proof, but I don't need it. Next we have this lovely shark painting, two lovely shark paintings. And then we have a lovely loft that I've built, and I've rigged the stairs to connect to the loft up there. This orchestrion is basically the jukebox, and I've got some nice just some nice waves coming out of there, a little ASMR, and then like some random fish tanks, a little toy collection. This was mostly to take up some space up here. Ideally, I wanted to have kind of like a sitting situation up here, like maybe a bed, maybe some couches and stuff like that, but this was so, this game has some limitations with what kind of furniture you can place where, and for some reason, like the beds and the couches will not sit up here, but the tabletop types of items will. This, I don't know how I managed to get that up there and have that work, but the bed and the couch wouldn't come up here, so I have to, I think, pick my friends' brains to see how they get around that. But so I try to make it as cozy as possible, though. I put like some pillows down, shark plush, and a manatee. These are little cute fishing lures I thought would be cool for decoration purposes. Kind of reminds me of his little pins, like that Vincent had in life. The anchor and the little goldfish. Um, this weird little door here is more of just a self-indulgent, like Easter egg kind of thing, because my OC, her center form is a mouse. So obviously she's not this small, but I thought this is like a fairy door in the game, so I thought it would be really funny, like the idea of her climbing out of this house, this little like door, and coming in here and bothering him. So it's more of an Easter egg than anything. So that's what I was busy doing yesterday. It took a lot of time to get all these things and try to fit them together, but I'm very pleased. I mean, obviously it's not, like there are some things that I wish I could do. There's like neon light bars, but they're so expensive. Like there's so many things that are so expensive in this game, and my gill is just not, like I don't live that life, so I have to be responsible with the things that I'm buying because I'm dwindling away. But I'm very pleased with how Vox's apartment turned out. Yeah. So this is a really fun project to work on, and I like doing this. This is like the apartment space is so much smaller than the house, so being able to do these upper levels is very inspiring. So I hope I get an opportunity to do more of that kind of vertical building when the updates come out for the housing and stuff like that. But yeah, this was really fun and relaxing to do yesterday, so I'm quite pleased. And I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you for watching. I don't even know who would watch this, but thank you for watching.